Hello and welcome. This is Hassam Ahmed from HE Gaming Studio. In this video, we will be covering numbers in Python. In Python, numbers are one of the most fundamental and built-in data types used to store numeric values. If you are doing simple math, building a game, or handling data in machine learning, understanding Python's number system is essential. There are three types of numbers in Python: integers, floating points, and complex numbers. Integers are the whole numbers with no decimal points. They can be positive, negative, and zeros. So for example, a equals to 5, it is a positive integer, b equals to minus 10, it is a negative integer, and c equals to 0, it is a zero integer. Another number is a floating point number that contains a decimal number that is used when more precision is required. Precision refers to the accuracy of measurement. They can also be positive, negative, and 0. For example, pi equals to 3.14. So this result is very precise. Temperature equals to minus 7.5. This is also very precise result. Another number is a complex number that is used in scientific or engineering applications. They contain real part and an imaginary part. So for example, number equals to 2 plus 3j. So there are two parts, a real part and an imaginary part. We need to understand what a real part is and what an imaginary part is. So a real part represents the actual number without an imaginary components. So the 2 here is a real part, and an imaginary part represents the imaginary component, which is the multiple of imaginary unit j. So j is an imaginary unit which is the square root of minus 1. So 3j here is an imaginary part. Python provides us with some basic arithmetic operators, or we can do some basic mathematical operations on the Python's number, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus or remainder, or exponential or power. For example, if I say a equals to 5 and b equals to 2, and then do some basic mathematical operations like a plus b, a minus b, a multiplied by b, and a divided by b. Now if we can see that a divided by b give us the result of 2.5, but I don't want like this 2.5, I just want the result like 2. So for that we use floor division. Floor division actually returns the largest whole number less than or equal to the result of division. For example, a floor division b give us the result of 2. Now I want to find the modulus or a remainder of b. So it gave us the result of 1, because the modulus returns the remainder of a division. So here a is equal to 5 and b equals to 2. So when we divide 5 and 2, it will leaves a remainder of 1. Another operator is an exponential or a power operator that returns the result of raising a number to the power. So for example, a to the power b equals to 25. It gives the result of 5 because a equals to 5 and b equals to 2. So we actually put b, which is 2, to the square of a, which is 5. So 5 raised to the power 2 is equals to 25. Now what if you want to check the data type of a given variable like a and b? So if we have three variables like a, b, and c, and what if you want to find the type of data that this variable holds? So for that, the Python provides us with a built-in function called type, which actually find out the data type of a given variable. For that we need to print out the results and also write the type function like this, a, and it say that the data type of a is an integer. Now let me copy paste it, and if I say b, it say it is a floating point data type, and if I say c, it will say that it is a complex data type. Now let's take a practical example. What if we want to create a BMI calculator with 3 variables like name, weight in kg, and height m? So first of all we need to define the 3 variables called name, and then weight in kg, and then height in meters equals to 1.75. Now we need a specific formula that can actually finds the BMI. So for that we need to go to the Google and search for the BMI formula, and it will show us this formula. So the formula for BMI is BMI equals to weight in kg divided by height square. We already have defined the weight variable and the height variable. We just need to double the height or square it up. For that we need to define another variable called BMI and store the two results like weight in kg divided by height in meters raised to the power 2. Now we print the result like name and BMI. It will print out the result like this. If we look at the result, it is too messy. It is not readable at all. For that there is another method called concatenation, which is more readable. So concatenation is done like this: name plus string like this, BMI is, plus BMI. But it will throw me an error because we cannot concatenate a string and a floating point number. BMI is a floating point number, as we can look here. So for that we need to typecast the BMI to a string. Typecast is another video's topic. It is a detailed topic, but for now think that it converts the floating point numbers into the integers to avoid the errors. So we need to print it like or let me copy paste it to save some time. We need to change the data type of BMI so that it can be errorless. So now it doesn't throw me an error. So str is a type function, is a typecast function that actually converts one data type from another. Now if we see our result, it is too long, like 22.857142. We need to actually round it by 2 digits or 4 digits. For that Python also provide us with another built-in function called round that actually round the result by 2 digits. So for that we need to define another function called round here, and we need to give some values like 2. 2 mean how many decimal points we want after the decimal. So if you want 2, it will give us the result like 22.85, or if I say that I want 4, it will give me the result like 85.71. So if I press enter, now it gives us the result like this. Now if I print it again and give it a value like 2, it will give us the result of 22.86. It gives us 22.86 because after 5 the value is 7, so round it to 6. Now I hope you understand the numbers in Python. I have given you an exercise in the video's descriptions. Kindly have a look and try to solve it by yourself. Thank you for watching the video.